it's super rare to find someone who, when I ask them about like, hey, let's get on a podcast together, and you're like, I can do this Thursday in 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, so I stay pretty busy with what I do.
I would say so.
Yeah, I guess I could explain what I do. So I'm a professional sporting clay shooter and instructor. So I spend a lot of time traveling around to competitions, and on the side, when I'm not competing, I am instructing, and I do like to hunt as well. So I stay pretty busy.
So, Madison Sharpe, welcome to the Blood Origins podcast. Typically, I do a terrible job of introducing people, but now that since you just like threw it out there, I'll just introduce you right away. That's super easy. A professional sports shooting. Say that again.
Sporting clay shootor. So
sporting clay shooter.
Yeah. So I basically shoot a shotgun, and then I teach that to other people.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that I pick up my shotgun on September the 1st every year, and I wonder why I can't hit a dove after 2 boxes of shells, or I've shot 2 doves and 2 boxes of shells. I'm that guy.
Well, come shoot with me sometime. We can fix that.
Where is home?
So home for me is South Carolina. I just moved to Texas a year ago, so now I'm calling this home.
Why'd you move to Texas?
For this job, actually. So I'm working at Sportsman's Finest at Hog Heaven. We're a gun club. They just recently opened up. In October, we started taking memberships, and so since then, I've been here helping with the shotgun side of things, and I'm actually their director for shotgun. So that's my role here, and I also teach. So yeah, we have a lot of exciting new things coming out here.
So tell us a little bit more about Hog's Heaven.
Hog Heaven, yeah.
Hog Heaven. I assume you kill pigs there or shoot pigs there.
So a lot of people think that, but we actually don't.
Or just cook them, barbecue them.
We do barbecue them, but we don't kill them here.
So where is Hog Heaven?
So we're in Dripping Springs, Texas. We're outside of
Austin. Yeah, I know where Dripping Springs is.
That's where I am.
Sweet. No, Dripping Springs is a great place. Actually, very good friends of ours was in the ministry, lived in Dripping Springs. I think he's still there. His name's Brandon Shook. And then also Dan Cabela lives out in Dripping Springs. Did you know that?
I did not know that. There's actually a lot of people that I didn't know that live here or within the area, well-known people, until I got here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, that's really cool.
So Madison, you're super young woman. Did you go to university, or you just decided, nope, I'm just going to do this is it. I'm going to shoot for a living?
So funny you say that. So my backstory is I went to Clemson University. I went in under a agriculture major, and I wanted to do cow genetics, but then I changed because I was like, I'm never going to move to Texas, which is where the money is in that.
You said you would never move to Texas.
Yeah. So I ended up graduating with a nutrition degree, and then here I am in Texas, ironically. So yeah, and I don't use my major. It's kind of my fallback plan. Hopefully one day I do plan to use my major and somehow relate it to the sport. So.
Well, cool. Very, very cool. And we got connected together with a very good friend of mine and friend of yours, Fred Finisi.
Yep. He's an awesome guy, very interesting. I love to hear all of his stories and following him around on all of his hunting adventures. And Joe, he's a dear friend of ours as well.
Yeah, because Joe, his son, is in the sports clay shooting realm as well, right?
He is. Joe's a very well-known shooter.
So is it just he in a different division than yours? Is it a male-female division? Tell me about what that looks like.
Yeah, so what the divisions are, and there's different, we call them classes and categories, if you will. So there's an open division. So everybody compete can compete in that open division. There's also
no
classes.
gender, anybody can go, male, female, everybody's in the open division.
Yes. There's also classes and concurrents. So I am in the ladies concurrent. Joe is in the junior concurrent. I believe he's still in there. This may be his last year as a junior. But so
what's
he's
the age limit for a junior?
21 and under.
Okay.
So there's also a sub junior, which is 16 and under. So that block that's between 16 and 21, that's where you're in the junior.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you're in the lady concurrent, which is obviously 21 and above.
So lady is just female in general. You don't have to be a certain age for that. When I first started competing, I was 11. So if I went to a National Sporting Clay Association competition, I was in the lady concurrent and in the sub junior because I also fell under that when I very first started.
Oh, okay. So you could place in both then?
Correct, yeah.
So at 11 years old, what are you shooting? Because if I put a shotgun in my 11-year-old's hands right now, it would blast him off his feet.
Yeah, so I started when I was 11, and I started with a 20-gauge Benelli. The gun was way too big for me, but I was like, I want to do this so bad. And so my dad, he was helping me, and we found a local coach who helped me. I joined a youth team. And we actually cut down my stock to fit me. So I had a youth stock put on the gun. And then I had to get that cut down even more because I was so small when I started shooting.
And assuming you did well to get you to the point where you're at today?
Yeah, so definitely when I first started, I had no clue what I was doing. And to go back a little bit, I started hunting with my daddy at a very young age. And so I actually he took me to Arkansas for the very first time when I was 5 years old. Of course, I didn't shoot. I just went, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Like, my dad gets to shoot these ducks out of the air. The dog gets to go get them. And then I get to play with the dog that's sitting in the box. And, I'm sitting there playing with the feathers on the duck and all of that. But it was that's kind of where I started at. And my dad farms too. So I grew up on the farm and we hunted together. And so that turned into him taking me to a charity shoot for his company that he was working for at the time. And after he got done with that, he asked me if I wanted to try one. And I was like, of course. And so my very first shot at a clay was actually with a 12 gauge. So it was way too big for me.
Jeez.
He was helping me hold the gun up, and because that was the only gun he brought. And so after, I hit one, and I was like so excited. I was like, I want to come do this way, way, way more. And so here I am.
So, what have your accomplishments been to date?
So I have a good list of them. In 2022, I won the U.S. Open. In 2023, I won the national.
So 2022 U.S. Open. That means the best female. Period.
Something like that. So at that shoot, yes. So we do compete on a world level as well. But the U.S. Open, if you could win the U.S. Open, you're really doing something. So okay. I won my first U.S. Open in 2022. This past October in 23, I won the national championship. And then about 3 weeks ago, I just won my first world championship.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
So where was the world championship?
So this year it was in New Jersey. So it goes back and forth between the United States and England. So next year will be in England.
Okay. So shooters from all over the world came to New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was a it was a sporting shooting. I'm messing up. Sporting clays course, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so let's go through this. National championship, sporting clays course. How many clays on the course?
So for the world, we only shot 200 in the main event. For nationals,
what do you mean only 200? Like you're saying that like for other events, I shoot 500.
Well, so at the nationals, our main event is made up of 300 targets. But like when I go and shoot, we shoot all these side events like 5-stand, super sport, feed task, prelim. So typically when I go to a competition, I shoot anywhere from 500 to 750 times when I go.
Same shotgun constantly?
Yes.
Okay. So worlds, 200 clays to shoot, to break.
That's correct.
And all sorts of angles. Are they the little ones as well, like the rabbit ones, or they're all the same size?
No, so we had a good variety. So there's standard targets, which is the majority of what you're going to find at a sporting clay course. There are rabbits, so rabbits can roll on the ground or they can be thrown in the air.
And they're much smaller, right?
So the rabbit is actually about the same size as a standard target. It's just heavier and thicker.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have what we call a midi, which is a little bit smaller than our standard size. And then there's also a target called a mini, which is even smaller than a midi, which is the smallest target in our game. And then we also have something called a batu, which is, think about a pancake flying through the air. It's as thin as a pancake.
Okay. And all of those were in the worlds?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just stepping me through this so that the audience is stepping through this, right? So you get to the world, you get to New Jersey. They say, okay, here's the course.
Right.
You get to shoot the course before you do it for reals?
No. So there's no practice on the course. Like when we're there, like when we pull up to the station, we get to see the targets twice in a show pair, and then we shoot the targets. There's no practicing the actual targets beforehand.
So, but you do get to see the course, right?
Yes, we get to see the targets at every station.
Do you get to go through them all like the day before, or is it just like the day of, this is what's happening?
The day of, like you pull up and you're shooting. There's no viewing beforehand the day before.
They don't tell you if it's a midi, a mini, a pancake, or whatnot?
So they do. So every station will have a menu. And
no. But before, like you
No.
don't get like this, like, okay, there's 200 targets. How many stations are there for 200 targets?
We don't know any of that. The only thing.
Oh, you don't know nothing.
Right. So it's kind of like, think about the Masters. So like, obviously that course gets played a lot, but they change where the holes are, right?
But they know when the holes are changed. They can walk the course. They can play the course. You can't do any of that.
No, we can't do any of that. But I feel like the real deal Masters, like they know the course. So like I've shot at this gun club before. I know where the courses are, but the targets just change. So like same thing for the Masters. The holes change for where they're golfing at.
Okay, I get that. I can see that. So you had shot this New Jersey shooting club before. Do you think that that must give you an advantage over someone who's flying from the United Kingdom?
I think that's so I don't shoot it often enough for it to give me an advantage.
Okay.
Now, if it was somebody's home club, I would say, yes, it could give them an advantage because, that target setter, he has a certain type of target or certain, distance, speed type of things that he likes to throw. So there's different target setters in our game. And maybe if it's your home course and the same target setter always setting those targets, you may kind of know what you're up against. But then again, not really, because again, nobody gets to shoot these targets beforehand. We just all show up and shoot the targets right then and there when it's our turn to shoot.
Okay, so nobody's watching. You're like you're not backed up at all, so you're not watching like a team before you shoot the targets before you get there?
So at this one, we did. So I believe there was A and B squads on each station. So by the time we finished one station, we pull up to the next, and the squad in front of us is still shooting. So we did get to see targets in the air, but not at every station. There may be a station where the squad's already finished, and we're just walking up there and have no clue whatsoever.
Okay, so let's walk through that. So you walk up to the station for the very first time. What do you get to do? What do you get to see? How many times do you get to see it? Who gets to... Actually, before you answer that question, I've got so many questions. Who chooses who shoots first?
Okay, so for this competition, there is 4 of us in a squad. The squad was actually made up of the Team USA ladies. So on the team, there's 3 of us that are actually competing for the team award, and then there's also an alternate. The alternate steps in if somebody on the team gets sick or for some reason their travel gets messed up with airlines, whatever that may be, or they can't make it to shoot that day. Their score now replaces the person's on the team who is not there. So with that, we all 4 walk up into the station, and the scorecards, we typically just go based off of how the scorecards are placed at the station. So if I'm up first, you're third, and we're going to say Mr. Fred Finizzi, he's second, whatever. It's going to be me, Fred, and then you. Okay. So when we go to the next station, we'll just rotate it once. So now I will go last. Mr. Fred will go second, and you're going to go third. So we just keep moving station to station, and we just rotate the cards one.
Okay. Since you just explained that the 4 of you were Team USA.
Yes.
Was there another Team USA also competing, or were you the only team? The 3 of you were the only people representing USA?
No. So I was part of the ladies team. There's an open team, which makes up the guys on the team.
Okay, no, for the ladies. So the ladies, that was it.
For Team USA, yes. Now, there was other countries there with ladies teams, but we were the only ladies from the US.
So are you also competing for a team award? Is there a team?
Yes. For the World Championships, there is a team award.
So is there then discussions at a station? Like the first, okay, now I'm getting ahead of myself. So you get there. Mm-hmm. What do you get to see before you pull the trigger?
Okay. So if I'm up first, I'm going to walk into the station. Every station has a trapper. So they're going to be pulling the targets for us and scoring us. Okay. So then I ask to see a show pair. So we're allowed 2 show pairs. And of course, I look at both of them. Like, you never want to put yourself at a disadvantage for only looking at one pair. So we get to watch 2 show pairs. On the menu, it'll have if the target is a non-standard. So it'll tell you what it is. So say A bird is a standard and B is a midi. It'll be marked on there that B is a midi target. Okay. So we view the targets, and then I'm ready to go. As long as the trapper says they're good, then I'm good. Then we start shooting.
And in the menu, it's telling you, again, go through the things that it could be on that menu, because it could be both flying at the same time, on report, on pull, right? What are those menu options?
So we have report pairs and we have true pairs. For this particular World Championship, we had singles in there. So if we had a single target, you get full use of the gun. So you get to shoot at the gun. You get to shoot at the target twice. On report pair, you call pull. The first target comes out on the report of the gun. The second target is thrown. In a true pair, both targets are thrown at the same time. So our menu will tell you if it's a report pair or a true pair, and it'll also tell you what type of target it is. So midi, a mini, a standard, a batu, a rabbit, a rabu. So it'll.
What's a rabu?
So the rabu is that rabbit target I was talking about flying through the air. It's just not on. Yeah.
Okay, so do each of you get do each person in the 4 in your squad get to see the show pairs twice?
No. So it's only the first person in the box.
Oh.
Yep.
So everybody's watching that, obviously.
Correct.
Now, okay, let me ask some, and if you say no, I can't talk about this, Robbie, because this is insider politics. Since you were all representing ladies, USA team for ladies, is there a discussion once you've seen the 2 amongst yourselves? Okay, this is how you approach it. This is how I'm going to shoot it. This is, hey, did you notice that? Did you see that? Or is it just everyone's quiet? Because there's also individual part to this, right?
Right. So we actually don't talk to each other about, I guess, a plan, if you will. Like, we don't all come up with a plan together. We're also competing individually. So, and there's actually a no coaching in the box rule. Now, if you're outside the box, you can sit there and talk, whatever. But like while you're actually in the box, you cannot coach. So with us competing individually, we don't make a plan with each other. We're there. We go with our own plan. We're there by ourselves, basically.
Are there coaches that are walking with the squad?
No, there's not.
So there's only 4 of you.
There's only 4 of us. Now, spectators, family, friends, whoever that may be, they can come and ride and watch and all of that. But we don't have somebody that has to be there with us the whole time.
No, but if you did have a coach, could the coach walk along with you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because you would think that if, again, you're going for the Worlds here.
Right.
And I can imagine that this is, as much as this is I wouldn't say physical, but as much of this is being a talent that you learn, it is incredibly mental. Right,
100%. And so going back to the coach thing, I would even say so 1, there's no coaching rule. So 2, nobody really has their coach walking around with them, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
we're basically there because our coaches, so the guy who taught me how to shoot, not even taught me how to shoot, that made me better into the shooter I am today, he was actually competing.
He's competing in the opens, right?
Right, yes.
Because I was just thinking maybe, again, depending on, again, you're going for the world, so I don't know how what degree of freedom above the worlds, maybe Olympics is the next one above the worlds kind of scenario. But if you got into some sort of funk, some mental dang, is there someone there to just slap you upside the head mentally to say, get your head out of your ass and let's do this shit,
Right. Yep. No, we're all there by ourselves. That's it. We don't have help. We're there alone, and you either figure it out on your own or you don't.
Okay. So 200 targets. What wins the Worlds in terms of breaking 200 targets? What won the Worlds in New Jersey for you?
So this is kind of embarrassing. I honestly don't even remember what I shot.
What?
I know that might sound absolutely crazy. If you give me a second, I can tell you.
Well, let me say this. It obviously is not perfect. You didn't shoot 200 perfect to win.
100%. No. It's very, very hard to be perfect in this game.
So the winners, typically your winners are not perfect.
Correct. No,
okay.
You're gonna miss. And I think that's a big part of the mental aspect of this game is a lot of people freak out because, I missed this target. Okay, well, there's a long ways to go before you even need to start freaking out. And you don't even need to freak out because the more, it's like self-destruction.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have any of that. But so I won the Worlds with a 165 out of 200.
Okay, I'm just going to do some math quickly.
Okay.
So you shot 82%.
Yes.
That common? Is that good? Are you beating your nearest competitor by 1? Are you beating them by 10?
So I won this world championship by 1 target.
Holy smokes.
So when I won my U.S. Open, I won it by 9 targets, I believe. Yes and no. I think that to answer your question, sometimes we win by a target, sometimes we win by a couple. There's not really, just because I shot at 82 today doesn't mean that I'll go shoot a 95 tomorrow and I'm going to lose by shooting a 95. It just depends on how difficult the targets are, how you shoot, how your competitors are shooting. All of that plays into it.
Okay. So there's not really at all. Obviously, what you're saying is it's all course dependent, really, in terms of the score. So it's not typical that somebody needs to shoot. Let me ask this question, maybe if you know or not. The Open, the person who won the Open, I think that was open to everyone. Where did you stack up in the Open?
So what won the Open was, okay, here's part of it too. So the top 6 guys in the Open, they will go into what we call a super final. So just because you shoot we're going to say he shot a 190, okay? Just because he shoots a 190 out of 200 doesn't mean he just won. He might be beating his next.
What if he was the only one who shot a 190?
So it doesn't matter. He still has to go to the super final. If he's high with a 190, then he still has to go to the super final. And they'll go shoot 25 targets with the top 6 people. And then that's how they determine their world champion.
Does your score roll over into the next 25? So if you're 10 already ahead, it counts?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, jeez. For a second there, I was going to be like, that's bull. You need to change that rule right away.
Right.
But okay. So if I'm 5 shots ahead of someone already out of the 200 and I get into the super final, I'm already a 5-shot lead in that super final.
Correct.
See?
You getting it? You should come shoot the next world championship with us.
Oh, is there a category for like the least targets hit? Because I'd win that one.
Unfortunately, not.
Dang, we should bring that forward, I think. Okay, so you just said 6 guys. Why couldn't there be a girl in the top 6?
There absolutely could be. And I've actually had this discussion a lot with people in the past of why there's not a female at the top all the time. And one day, one of us is going to eventually do it.
Let's talk about that, Madison, because honestly, a lot of people, when you talk about sports and whatnot, there's obviously a physical difference between men and women.
Right.
And swimming and golf and all sorts of things, right? You can hit the ball further in golf, you can whatever.
Right.
But really, you guys at the end of the day are using the exact same weapons with the exact same powder load, same shot load, same everything. The delivery mechanism is the same and it doesn't require any power differences. There's no power confidence or power advantages conferred because you're a male over a female.
Yeah, I think that a big difference is, I don't want to say the strength that a male naturally has over a female, but just the physical part of how a male is built over a female. We can definitely define our bodies to be stronger, working out, eating better, making sure that we're hydrated, all of those things. But I just think that the physical aspect of a male naturally is different compared to a female. And on the mental side of that, I just think that between the hormones and, we just don't think like a male does. My personal opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, I would think though I can understand that there is obviously a physicality tied to shooting, but at the end of the day, you're absolutely right though. It is possible that a female could get into the final 6 in the Open and win the entire thing.
Absolutely.
Has that happened before?
So it hasn't happened before. There has been other females to win a 2-day shoot, which is outstanding. Like that, if you can do that against some of the guys in our sport, you're doing it. Like, the closest that I've personally ever come to winning a major shoot was, I believe this was in 2021 at the Western Regional. I had tied for 3rd overall, had no clue I was in a shoot-off. I was on a plane, and I'm getting all these text messages, and I'm headed home because I'm still in college at this point. And they're like, "You're in a shoot-off. Are you still here?" And I'm like, "Nope. I'm almost home. Like, we're about to land. I'm in a plane." So unfortunately, I missed my shoot-off. But I mean, just to be able to be up there and have my name at the top against some of the best in the world, that was really, really cool. And an eye opener for me, and I think for any female, is like, we can be at the top and we can do this. I think that one day it's gonna happen, but I just don't know when. But it can definitely happen for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so you are currently the female world champion in sporting clay shooting. Did I get that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So when do you defend your title?
So the next World English will be in England next year. Probably, I don't know, like late May.
This year, you mean 24? Or did you win it this year? Yes, you said a couple of weeks ago you won it.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, see, this is why the podcast was it was determined to be after, because if we had podcasted 3 weeks ago, you wouldn't have been the world champion.
That's right. That's very true. I didn't think of it like that.
Am I the first person to podcast with you as the world champion?
So yes, well, I actually tried to do a podcast earlier this past week, and my internet was going out on me, so my Wi-Fi wasn't working.
Yes. I just say yes. Yes. You are the debut. You are the premiere. Thank you.
Yes.
You love Blood Origins that much that you're like, Robbie, I'm gonna talk to you.
That's correct. Yeah. I actually do. I've listened to your podcast. I really enjoy them. So just to be here is super exciting for me, and to be able to share my story kind of outside of the hunting world, but how it relates to the hunting industry and all of that. So I'm just super excited to be here.
Yeah, and you can tell this is I do podcasts completely differently, right? It's like everybody would have been like, okay, Madison, tell me about how you were raised. And I was like, nah, I want to understand this. Like, I don't know how to shoot. You know how to shoot. And I've never been on a big shoot. So tell me about it.
Yeah. No, I will say this has definitely been probably the funnest podcast I've been
on. Okay, so you won it 3 weeks ago. Next time it's in the United Kingdom. Will there be the same competition there? Like, are there going to be new kids on the block that come in, do you think? Or is it like you know the field already? Like, you're going to know, like, okay, these people are coming.
So so it'll be held at E.J. Churchill next year. I shot there this past year. So like, I've seen the course and the layout, but anybody can come to the shoot. You don't have to just make Team USA to come. Anybody can come. So yes, there will definitely be new people there. But there'll be
whoa. Anybody can come?
Anybody can come. Mr.
So
Robbie,
you're telling Robbie Kroger can participate in the Worlds? Don't lie.
You can. You absolutely can.
I can't.
You definitely can.
Okay, but that's impossible because you'd have tens of thousands of people show up.
That's a good thing, though. They're all there to see you, right?
No. I mean, like, people, if they were like, okay, we're good enough, like, I'm going to shoot. How do they stop people competing?
Okay, so when we register, so everybody wants to register super in advance because spots will fill up. When those spots are filled up, like, that's it. It's full.
Oh, okay. So there's only like 500 people who can shoot.
So the World Championships this year, there was over 1,000. I'm not sure how many EJ Churchill will, I'm not sure what they take for their registration, what their cutoff is for number, but probably somewhere around the same number if I had to guess, right around at least 1,000.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's absolutely a chance
that Robbie Kroger can win the least targets hit trophy.
There's not a trophy for that, but I tell you what, if you show up, I will make sure there's a trophy for that.
2 out of 200. Congratulations, Kroger. You got 1%. Man, that's awesome. What's next? Okay, so you're the shooting instructor in Hog Heaven. Tell us a little bit about Hog Heaven in Dripping Springs. People can come and they can learn how to shotgun shoot. What else can they do there?
Right. So right now we just opened up our memberships back in October, like I said. So we have a shotgun only membership, and then we have a full membership. So with the shotgun, you only have access to the shotgun side of the club. But we do also offer, we have a lake out here, so fishing. We have a great group of fly fishers that come out and use the lake. We have a pistol range as well. And then we are working on an archery range right now, 3D archery.
Oh, nice. So no rifle range, no long rifle range or anything like that?
Right. So not at this club. We do have connections for other places if you are interested in rifle, but not currently here.
Okay. And where can people find more about Hog Heaven?
Yeah, so you can find more about us on our website. It's sfhogheaven.com.
sfhogheaven.com.
Correct.
And they could book individual shooting lessons from you, the world champion?
That is correct.
How long will it take you to teach me to shoot 10 in a row?
Not very long. 30 minutes. If that.
30 minutes,
Maybe.
And I'll hit 10 targets in a row.
Yes. I can get you to hit 10 targets in a row. I'm being serious.
Oh, man. That's awesome. All right. We'll have to check it out. We'll have to try and figure out how to get down there and take some lessons. So can people, I know you said you keep talking about memberships. Can people just show up and shoot the course, or do they have to be members?
So right now we have public days, which is Tuesday through Friday, but our members have access to the club 7 days a week.
And in open days, are you just roaming around, like telling people, "Hey, I'm a world champion. I can help you shoot," or? I
don't tell them quite. I don't.
Do you have a badge, like a special badge that goes that?
I don't wear a badge, but I am out on the course giving some people some pointers and things like that if they need help. And I'll even go shoot with some people. I enjoy doing that as well. And then of course the lesson side of it, I instruct, and when I am instructing, it's one-on-one time, so it's private. And I'll take them out to, if there's a target they're struggling on, or they're beginner, they know absolutely nothing, all the way to advanced. It just kind of depends on what you want, but it's catered to what you're looking for. So I think that's really unique about what we do here is we teach some classes as well, about once a month right now. But if you're looking for more one-on-one time, we do offer that here.
So it's a station out there at Hog Heaven. There's stations, 20 stations, do the whole trap, shoot, skeet, that kind of stuff.
So we have 12 stations for the sporting clay course right now. We have 3 5 stands, and we're getting ready to open up our super sporting course, which will be brand new. And then we also have 4 trap and skeet field overlays.
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds amazing.
It's a lot of fun. That's what it means.
There we go. Good. I like that. So look, we'll do a deal, okay? You're going to make me a trophy for the worst shooter at the Worlds. And I'm going to make you a badge that you wear when you walk around that says world champion, okay?
That's completely fine with me.
All right, cool. Well, we'll certainly keep in touch. I know that there's plenty of opportunity, and I'd obviously love to meet you in person, and love to get some instruction on my terrible shooting from the best in the world. I've thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. We need to do it again, okay? Stay in touch.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome. Stay right.